Welcome to the Auto Body Source Podcast, your direct link to products, skills, and training for a rewarding career in automotive collision repair. Well, welcome back to the Auto Body Source Podcast. Glad to have everyone join us again. Today, we will be diving into some tips, techniques, and new products in the surface preparation realm. We have with us Josh Strobel, Regional Sales Manager with Klean-Strip. And most of you may or may not know, Klean-Strip really has a long, storied history in collision repair. And we invited Josh here today to give us a little bit of background on really what has gone into the developments from the beginning. As many of you may or may not know or be aware that Klean-Strip actually pioneered paint removal during World War II with the help of the U.S. military. Was that right, Josh?
Yeah, thanks, Nolan. Like you mentioned, the company was founded in 1946, right after World War II, and the original product was developed by a gentleman by the name of William M. Barr. Our parent company's name is W.M. Barr, and he developed a non-flammable paint remover based on the request of the military. They were bringing equipment back from overseas and restoring it and refinishing it. And at that time, it was very common for Americans to smoke, and guys were setting chemicals on fire. So the military wanted or the government, I should say, wanted a paint stripper that was non-flammable, hence our first product, which was our paint remover. And it started the aircraft paint remover brand because of the requests at that time of the government. It's no secret, methylene chloride was the secret sauce. It was a product that was very dense, heavier than air, and very stable, non-flammable.
Wow. Well, it's definitely legendary in this industry. What can you tell us a lot of people, when they look at or hear the term aircraft, it's become its own category, of course. A lot of people feel like, the product doesn't work. What can you tell us about the category itself?
So the government put us in business, and then the government changed the rules. So the EPA, as we have become more conscious of what the chemicals we're using are doing and where they're going, the EPA about half a dozen years, actually a little bit more, started regulating methylene chloride usage. The guys in the shops, it started with NESAP, which was Rule 40-6H. That made you document how much methylene chloride you were using, and they eventually have phased it out. In fact, earlier this year, they sent out a letter saying that if you're not a government entity using a full ventilated, fresh air system, you're not going to be able to use any methylene chloride for anything anymore. So that product was taken away. And as a result, we had to start from scratch and create something that worked and replace a product that people were very comfortable with. And, in all honesty, you didn't have to baby it. You didn't have to follow the procedures. It just worked every time. It was that effective a chemical.
Well, how about today with the production of a new product? Is it the same as it was? I know people noticed some changes in the past couple of years.
So our initial product that we replaced it with was noticeably slower. And you've got light solvents that wanted to lift off the surface, which changed the way we have to use the product and the expectations we should have for the product. The good news is we introduced a little over a year ago, we introduced Aircraft Ultra that gets us really close to that methylene chloride based product. And we've got a good how-to video that I can kind of walk through with you and share with everybody. But there are some steps that you want to do to ensure that you get the best results every time.
Okay. Yeah. So let's take a look.
Yeah. The new Ultra product is for the national rural areas. So I'm sorry if you're in a regulated area, the VOCs are still a little bit high. But what you want to do is obviously wear the right protection, both respiratory and hand protection. and then scuff the surface. You're not doing stock removal. You're running a DA with 80 to 180 grit over the surface. You're just buzzing it and opening it up, basically scratching it and breaking it open. Pour on a nice thick coat of the product. You want some mill build on this product. You don't want it to be thin. You don't want it to be not noticeable. And there's an emulsifier, there's a wax in the product that floats to the surface. So instead of using a paintbrush, grab a spreader and push it around with a spreader. It also forces you to leave a nice layer there. And once you've pushed it around the area that you want to remove the paint from, cover it with plastic sheeting. So if you do these steps, you're going to get the most consistent results, because all finishes aren't the same. And we want you to get, wrinkle, peel, pop like the old stuff in that 15 to 20 minutes. And you can see in this video, it'll go down right through the E-coat and remove all layers of paint when you use it properly on your average automotive coating.
Interesting. Are there applications that people assume this product will work on, or that they attempt to use in the same manner as they did the original formula of aircraft?
So the original formula with methylene chloride, you could only use it on metal substrates. The methylene chloride, like I mentioned, was a heavy solvent. It sank into the substrate, and if you use it on plastic, rigid or soft plastics, SMC, fiberglass, any of the soft substrates, it would actually eat into it, melt it, distort it, disform it. The nice thing about the new products, because they don't have methylene chloride, you can actually use those on those softer substrates. So you get a little bit more usability. You can use it on more things. You don't need a metal paint stripper and a plastic surface paint stripper, or two different products. We do recommend that you keep an eye on it when it's on plastic. I don't want you to let it sit there for an hour. Check it 15 minutes in, and then keep checking it every 5 or 6 minutes after that to make sure that that it's not getting in deeper than you want it to, but it doesn't penetrate into those soft substrates. So you get more versatility out of it. That is a great additional tool for this product, because you can strip bumpers, you can strip parts, kit parts, and plastic parts as well.
Awesome. And there's an even newer formulation that has come out since I guess it's the gallon gel, right? There's a newer one that has come out now, right?
So we just added to the family. We launched the gallons and the quarts about a little over a year ago, year and a half ago, and this December. So we're about 10 days away from shipping the aerosols. So the aerosols are nice, especially for guys that are doing rims or bumper grills where it's hard to get into areas, hard to get product into those areas. The aerosol allows you to apply it into tighter spaces and get it into the nooks and crannies. And a lot of guys just like the convenience of an aerosol.
Nice. And these products also work, the newer formulation works on 2K coatings as well?
So yeah, I mean, it's designed to work on automotive coatings. And I mentioned not all coatings are the same. The nice thing is, based on our testing and customer feedback, this product consistently works on the vast majority of OE or original equipment. That's the automotive manufacturer's coatings. There are a couple of tougher coatings out there on late model cars, which is why we recommend you scuff the surface before you pour it on. And then it also works on things like powder coating, which we didn't initially expect the product to work really well on powder coating. It's a little bit of a different animal, but we had customers bring it to our attention that this is working on powder coated parts as well as it is on the 2K finishes that the manufacturers put on vehicles.
Nice. Well, this has been a great overview of this product. I think a lot of conflicting ideas or techniques have kind of been cleared up just from you walking us through this. I really appreciate you hopping on with us today and walking us through this.
One thing to mention, for those of you that are in the restricted areas in the US, the VOC restricted areas, we do have the aircraft, it's just the aircraft label available. Follow the same steps and procedures that we reviewed in this. scuff the surface, pour it on a nice thick layer, push it with a spreader, cover it with plastic. It will work. The difference is, instead of a 15 to 20 minute work time, you're looking at 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on the coating. You have to cover it with plastic sheeting so that the solvents don't evaporate and escape. And a tip that came from guys using it in the field: if you put it into the back of the booth during a bake cycle or set it out in the sun with plastic sheeting covering the product, it speeds it up. That addition of heat actually makes it work better. But think of it as, hey, I can set this up, I can put the paint remover on it and walk away and flag hours on something else or work on another project, come back to it an hour later and check it at that point. So don't stand over it and watch it. It's not the VOC regulated areas. You just have a slower product that is going to force you to work on something else in the meantime.
That is good to know. Thank you for that additional tip. And as always, Klean-Strip products are available from your local Auto Body Source jobber. So please, reach out to your jobber to check on pricing and availability in VOC restricted and national rural areas. Josh, we appreciate you hopping on today to chat with us on this.
Thank you.
The Auto Body Source podcast is a production of the Auto Body Source, published by International Auto Body Marketing Group. For 3 decades, the Auto Body Source has connected repair solutions to collision shops across North America. In continuous publication since 1992, we differentiate ourselves with a publication that's a direct resource for auto body products and brands to the warehouse, the jobber, and body shop technicians, servicing over 17,000 jobber customers each year in the U.S. and Canada, as well as Bermuda, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Bahamas, and the Caribbean. For more information, visit www.autobodysource.com.